Hello everyone, and welcome back to RPG DIY, your channel for all things tabletop gaming. So today we're going to take a look at something Loki Battlemat sent me, the Dungeon Designer's Deck. We're going to take a look at this, what's in the box, and how to use it. Let's open her up. All right, everyone. So, Dungeon Designer's Deck, 100 cards to level up your dungeon game. It says 5e on here, but it can be used with any fantasy role-playing game. And probably some of the other maybe modern role-playing games, depending on what kind of furniture and stuff is populating your dungeon. So, let's see what it says here on the back. It says 60 terrain encounter cards, 10 quest cards, 10 room cards, 10 door cards, 5 enemy generator cards, 3 how to use cards, and 2 random loot cards. You got a fold-out map. And this is kind of like almost a dungeon in a box as far as your setup goes, minus miniatures. So, we're going to open it up. All right. So here you have the reference book. And this has the contents, tells you where everything's at, how to use room cards and counter cards. Now, this is like a guide on what the rooms look like, the room cards. These are different types of terrain pieces that you would lay down based on the room that you picked. For instance, Stargazer Study right here. You get the Eyeglass card, Familiar, Research, and Death Scope. And it kind of tells you what's in that particular room that they're adventuring in, for instance. Here's the different ideas for rooms: Treasure Vault, Ritual Room, Sewage Plant, Great Hall. So, for instance, for the Ritual Room, it says it's a portal to another plane, and it's collapsing in this room. And it tells you what encounter cards you need from the cards that you would lay down with the pieces of terrain. Ritual Circle, Magic Portal, Fallen Column, and a Broken Floor. And then here's like the clues you would give to your players. So this is definitely for the DM to just set up encounters on the fly if you just want to do a quick game. It'd be really great for conventions and one-shots and things like that, especially teaching people how to play whatever game you're playing. All right, so there's that. And you have this fold-out map. So you have a large room, and on this side it's like the whole floor plan. And then on this side it gives you a couple more rooms that you can use. You got a hallway here, a large room and a little bit smaller room, and then so you can just set up, and this is the particular room they're working in, or this particular room, or a hallway. But if you need something larger, you just flip it over to this side. Okay. Here's this is the box, holds all the cards really nicely so they don't slide all over the place. So here's your how to use card. It has 3 cards and it gives you all the things. It says the card types given. Here's the core principle, the rooms, quest, enemies, and loot. Okay. Here's a random dungeon generator. Let's roll a d10 here. It'll tell you what to set up. And on this side, gives you an idea for solo play, any party size that you want, how to draw the cards. And some people might say the dungeon is too random, but that's kind of up to you. You can also write an adventure based on the cards and everything in here, so you can have it all pre-planned out on what you want to use. Here's some difficulty keywords. You got routine, difficult, very difficult, and near impossible. And here's some damage keywords: minor, light, major, and lethal damage. So here's your quest cards. All right, so yep. Oh, quest cards and room cards. So for instance, the quest card tells you what the quest is: cult conversion, loot and run, rescue mission. And then the room cards are very similar to what was in the book here. In fact, they're basically a copy of what's in the book. In the Great Hall, what encounter card you want to pull from the main deck of encounter cards for each of these rooms. Here, you have your encounter cards. So you can lay this down here, showing this is the type of door, and it describes the door, tells you what the armor class is, how many hit points it has before you break it down, and then you can roll to see if it's unlocked, locked, or if there's even a guard patrol of some kind. So you have some doors that do that. And then from there, here's a list of the enemies that can randomly pop up. You just roll. And so they're also divided into levels. So you have like first and second level, third and fourth, fifth and sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth and 10th level. Here's some loot. You can roll on what they find. And here's your encounter cards. And these are used for when you're laying out a room. And so you would just lay them down and say, okay, so that's what's in this room here. And there could be some crates over here. And then say there's some beds down here. Line up the little thing here. Here we go. So you can see it works really well for that. Now you can use this with the other Loki Battlemat books as well. The only difference is the background of these are designed to match this right here. So that would be the only thing that might be an issue for you aesthetically. And also here, when you want a smaller room, so we could take these same things and then here is this room here. And there might be some crates over in this room here. And then could also be a bit of a fire pit here. Now you can take this map and kind of reverse crease it so it lays a little flatter than what I have here. This is still fresh out of the box. So, and then at the hallway, for instance, you could say, oh, well, there's a stairway that takes you down to the hallway. Yeah, we'll put it right about there. So it works really well. And of course, you can use your 3D miniatures with it. Let me see, I'm going to grab some minis here. So you can have them exploring. The grid is 1 inch equals 5 feet. And another thing you can do also with this, since there's no actual marked doors, you can use some of the Loki Battlemat's dungeon door set that are acrylic doors. Let's place them on the base. Yep. And here's the door to that particular room. And then you could also, so now you can have a room or a door that leads to that room. So you can see here what it looks like with the doors and the miniatures. So you've seen these cards. Here's part of a fire pit, forge. Here's a magic circle. Here's some more beds. It's like a rug. You've got the telescope. Some mossy rocks with some skeletons. Bones and blood. Feasting hall look. Some decoration for the room. Here we have a lava pit. Tavern corner. Fountain. Here's a grave. Some giant bones. Here's some debris on the floor. Here's a pit or a hole. Stairs that go into water. Sewage pipes. Some serious carnage going on. Corpse pile, as it says. Some wooden cages. Sewer pool. Here's a bridge over a chasm. Throne. Crystals. Portal. Some broken furniture. Fallen column. Crates and barrels. Desk and chair. Rug. Closed trapdoor. Some chests with gold. Pit with water. Another pit where they call it just a broken floor, according to that. Some shelving, some sigils. And you get the idea. There is a lot to work with here. And like I said, you can either use the cards and the book to figure out what the dungeon is just by random. Or you can pre-plan it using these cards. All in all, I think this is a pretty unique and versatile piece of equipment to use. And there you go. The links to getting the Dungeon Designer's deck is down in the description. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you know when new videos are coming out. And until we meet again, may you always roll with advantage.